Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, and I'll be spinning some rockin' 50s records every week here on my channel, as well as sharing some cool Coca-Cola collectibles and other neat vintage finds. This is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, back with another great video for you today. And in this video, I am so excited to get decorating with you all and show you my display in my kitchen. Now, I gave you a sneak peek on Instagram if you're following me there, vintage_and_vinyl. If you haven't followed me yet, please go do so you get exclusives like that sneak peek. But I'm going to actually take you on a tour today of my kitchen and show you some of my very favorite Christmas items that just bring me so much joy. I love a good graphic on a box, and I have some true vintage Christmas advertising I can't wait to share with you, along with some adorable figurines and a Holt Howard, of course, and a Rushton Santa. So we've got so much to see. I love my rusty, crusty Christmas like you do. So come on, let's go. Okay guys, so we are at my favorite happy corner in my apartment, and I can't wait to show you all of my fun vintage crusty Christmas goodies. We all love a good crusty Christmas item, and I just think that the boxes are fabulous. The graphics on these old things just can't be beat with a stick. They don't make anything like they used to, and I love, love, love all of these items. So I'm going to take you through each item one by one and show you what I did to create this fabulous Christmas display. Now, I kind of decided that since this year has been a little bit of a Debbie Downer, that I might as well just enjoy all my vintage Christmas and create one epic display. So that is what I have done here, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. Now, when you're creating any type of display, it is really, really important to create height and use a variety of colors to kind of make your eye move through the display easily and add a lot more visual interest. If everything were just flat and one height, it wouldn't be as interesting as if you had multiple heights and a variety of colors. Of course, it does help to have one main color and then an accent color and then one other color. So my main color here in this display is red. And then I also have green, that's my other color, my accent color. And then you've got some browns and creams that kind of round out the color display, as well as some blues, but not very many of those colors featured. But I just thought that this was just such a neat display, and I'm really, really excited to share with you my Rushton Santa Claus. And this is the first thing that I'm going to talk about in my display today. I got this Coca-Cola Rushton Santa from Misty at Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter, and I'm thrilled to finally own my very own Rushton Santa. Now, the Rushton Company started in 1917 by a couple of girls out of Atlanta, and they closed in 1983. But Rushton is a big name to look out for. They're very well known in the vintage circle for making some fabulous rubber-faced children's toys, among other things, and dolls and all kinds of great stuff. And the Rushton Company just is so well made. And the Rushton Santa Clauses are highly sought after. And I just think he is so jolly and so fabulous. Now, he's got the white boots, so that means he's from 1960. And look at his eyes. He is giving you the side eye. He is one side-eye Santa, and I think that's hilarious. And I love his little jolly face. Now, he didn't come with a Coca-Cola bottle because a lot of old vintage items don't come like they should because things get lost over the years. So I just added a Coca-Cola bottle to him, and he is all ready and fabulous for Christmas. So he is just great. So Misty, I love him. He is wonderful. Now, Misty was talking a little bit about the Rushton Santas, and she was mentioning that the older Rushtons will have a very soft beard. So that is something you can look out for, and it will help you date your Rushtons, along with the boot color. Now, you'll notice he is marked the Rushton Company under his beard. He's also marked Rushton Company on his boot. And you can see that if the camera will pick it up. Rushton Company right there. But I love him. I mean, don't you? A good jolly Santa just brightens your whole day, I think. And I think he's perfect here in this corner. Now, I also added on top of my milk frother. Milk frother. You guys have trouble saying that? I always do. That's such a tricky combination of words. Milk frother. But here we are. We've got the Safety Glow Christmas candle. Now, this is kind of neat because in the 1950s, they came out with safety plugs that were much safer than the early Bakelite versions from the 30s and 40s. And I don't think that you needed a fuse in those old the newer version of plugs in the 50s like you did the old version of plugs. And that's just so neat to see the Safety Glow on the label there, featuring something that's from the 50s when they came out with the new plug design. And I think the graphics on this box are just so fabulous. Look at the starburst and the Santa. And then you've got the price tag too, and I'll show you that. That's on the other side. It is marked 59 cents from back in the day, and it's molded out of lustrous plastic. Now, I do have the light inside, and it does work, but with all of these old vintage Christmas lights and things, they get very hot, so I don't like to plug them in, but this does work, and I'm very excited to have the candle inside. You have to be careful that you don't catch your house on fire, so with all of these old things, you just got to take some precautions, that's all. And it says the new narrow base fits safely in any location. And you've got this really cool window, and you've got the fireplace with the stockings. And you'll notice also on the bottom here that this box doesn't have a zip code, which is a really good indicator of when this probably was made, because in 1963 zip codes were first used. Now, in 1940s, they did have, the late 40s, they had 2-digit zip codes for large cities like New York and LA, because the post office needed a better way to send mail to a more specific location. But in 63, that's when you first see zip codes being used, the 5-digit zip code. So you'll notice there's no zip code on here. So this is before 1963. So probably, I'm guessing, from the 50s. And it really does have some fantastic graphics. So I love this little box. Now, up top, I got a really neat little Santa guy, and he is from Tony at Butterfly Nurse Thrift. She sent this as friend mail, along with a few other things I'll show in just a minute. And he is so cute. Look at his little face. He is a jolly fella. I don't know who made him. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments. But he is so cute, and he's waving. So I put him up here because I like the idea of him waving when you get coffee. Like, hello, it's time for coffee. Merry Christmas. He's just so cute and adorable. So I've got him up there. Now down here I have a pair of Japan Fitz and Floyd salt and pepper shakers. And these guys are just adorable. Look at them. Now, they, I think, belong as a pair. I could be wrong. There could be a Mrs. Claus that's missing, but I think the two go together because they both have the holly. He's got the holly berry on his hat, and then Rudolph has the holly berry around his neck. But they are Fitz and Floyd Japan salt and pepper shakers, marked Fitz and Floyd, and I just think they are fabulous. I love the little Rudolph. He is in great shape. And then you've got the Santa here, which is also so fun. Love the little holly and berry design as well. And he's Fitz and Floyd. I don't know if their salt and pepper shakers originally had cork stoppers or not. He's been replaced, I think, with a rubber stopper because those cork stoppers break and they get lost. So I don't know, but I just love them. And for $4 from my local antique mall was amazing. You don't ever see vintage Christmas here because I think a lot of people come from colder weather states and they're retiring and they're getting rid of all their stuff. So we just don't see it here, but I love them. So Fitz and Floyd salt and pepper shakers, and I think that they're supposed to kind of hug one another. See how they kind of nest and fit together on your table? I mean, just so cute. Now over here I've got some really fabulous graphics on these old boxes. I've got an ornament hanger box that I got from Pamela Blanchard. A lot of my stuff has actually come from Miss Pam because she just has some fabulous Christmas. And this is a national ornament box. You can see that it's national because it says it, but it also has the deer, the reindeer, which is a big symbol for national. And you've got this really cool starburst graphic on the side with the 10 cents. I love this box. I collect old ornament boxes and they're just fun. I also have some tinsel here. Now this is made in the USA. I have 2 boxes, but they're different styles of the tinsel. And these would have hung on your tree like they show on this really cool graphic on the back. These are probably from the late 50s, maybe early 60s. Just judging by the graphics, but I think they're so cool and made by the National Tinsel Manufacturing Company. I also have another little item from Pamela. Now he is cute, isn't he? Now this Santa has some serious back, let me tell you. He is one little chunky fella, as we like to say in our community, and there's just so much joy that this little guy brings because his little expressions are so funny. He looks very much over it, right? You look at him and he's like, oh my goodness, all these kids and all these presents. I can't get this all done by December. Ugh, I just want to go hang out in the islands, right? That's just the facial expression that he gives me. And some of these Japan old expressions on the Japan like figurines, they're just so funny. But I love him. He is fabulous, and he's a candle hugger, so you put a taper candle in him and he will hang on to it, which is fun. I don't have any taper candles, but I'm looking for some. And then you see the remnants of his Made in Japan sticker there. Now I got this, I think, from Cindy at Mimi's Treasure Cottage. And this is a set of Holiday Treasure 4-pack twinkle lamps. It was sold for $1.69 in gold circle with this really cute Santa graphic. Now these are made in Taiwan, so they're not old like the Japan label. And you can see here that it has the barcode. So these are from the late 70s. 1973 is when barcodes officially came out, and late 70s you see a lot of the UPC codes. So this is probably from the 70s, but it's just really cool, and I love the glass bulbs. You don't see a lot of these anymore on Christmas lights. I think they're all now plastic with the LED lights, which to me just isn't as warm and cozy as some of these old glass bulbs. I just think that they provide a certain type of light that just is really, really wonderful. So I've got that there. I also have a little item here in honor of Misty at Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter. This is a Santa Land ornament box. It was made by Hartley's, or well, it was sold at Hartley's for 10 cents. And I love the graphics on this with the Santa and the Christmas tree, probably from the 60s. Now, Santa Land was a place in Indiana, and now they're Holiday World. I think they're sort of like a Dollywood. I'm not exactly sure. Misty will have to fill us in what Santa Land is like. But she went there all the time as a kid, and she collects Santa Land things. So I just think this is really a cool box. Down below it, I've got a bell ornament box from probably the late 70s. It's got Taiwan on it, but it's just a really, really cool piece because it's shaped like a bell. and the graphics on it are just so cool. You've got like this holly berry design that I just so much adore. I am a big sucker for anything with holly berry on it. It's Liberty Bell Christmas, and it was made by the Liberty Bell Christmas Company. It's got a zip code. Made in Taiwan, Republic of China, but it's still just a super cool box with the original mercury glass ornaments inside that I just think are so lovely. So I got that from Miss Pamela, and I think it's a really great addition to my Christmas display. I also got this from Pamela, and I am so in love with the graphics on this box. Like I said, you can't beat these graphics with a stick. And this is candles. Now these were sold, come on camera, focus, there we go. They were sold at W.T. Grant Company, originally 29 cents, and then they were marked to 15 cents. And these are for Swedish angel chimes and carousel chimes. So what this would have been is the candles go down below into some sort of a base, and then you light them and it rotates up top, the little wooden thing that goes around and around. So sort of like the carousel that my grandmother has, but she doesn't have the ones with the angels. So I'm guessing that the angels make noise also when they spin around. But these are just really a cool thing to have because they're in the original box. And the graphics with that holly berry and the starburst, oh my word, absolutely stunning. And these were made in Sweden. So I think that's kind of neat too. Now I'm going to show you this box, but I'm not going to take it out because it has a little bit of a trouble staying up because it's got one of those bottoms that is a little bit warped due to age, and so I really had to spend a lot of time getting it propped up. And that's one of the things that you can do with these old boxes. If they're a little bit worn, you can prop them up against something and it will help them stay straight in a display. But this is double glow, 15 reflectors, aluminum foil, fireproof, and you've got the advertisement there for As Seen in Life magazine. These are from 1958. They were made by, what was the company they were made by? The Paper Manufacturing Company. And they are so cool. They've got the original reflectors inside. So you've got the star, and then you have what I think a lot of people call a flower, but you could make that anything you want, with that adorable double glow elf. Look at him. Is he not just the cutest thing ever? I love the double glow elf. He is just so jolly and brings a lot of joy to me, so I love him. Now, you could do anything you want with those. If you got those and you do assemblages, you could make an assemblage out of those little things inside the reflectors, but I am a big fan of leaving things as they are, so I probably will forever leave those in the box because they're just so cool. Now down below I have an adorable little Japan candle hugger. Now he looks like Holt Howard, but let me tell you, he's not. If you flip him over, he is made by Napco in 1959. Yes, 1959 Napco. Hopefully that's focusing for you all. My camera just does not want to focus today because this corner is really dark. But yes, he's made by Napco. I got him from Pamela, and a lot of companies like Napco, Inarco, Inesco, all of those made things to mimic Holt Howard. So they are not Holt Howard, but they do look kind of Holt Howard-esque. And I just think that he is adorable. He's got his little package and holly berry, and he is just the jolliest little Santa in the world. And I think he is just so, so darling. So I love him. So he's back here in this display until I get a tapered candle. And then I got a sweet, sweet gift from Abby at Cozy Curated Cottage and Pamela Blanchard. They teamed up to get some things for my birthday, and they sent the Scotch tape container, which is so fantastic. It's got the plaid, it's got the red gift tape, and I just love it. So thank you, Abby, Cozy Curated Cottage, and Pamela Blanchard. I love it. It is so perfect in this Christmas display because you guys know I love my advertising tins. Let me put Santa Land back where he belongs. And then in the back, I've got this ornament tree box. Now this is national, and what's neat is it has the 5-cent stamp on it, and it has ornament hangers on the bottom, but the graphic itself has snow. See the snow on the word ornament hangers? I just think that is so cool. I love the old box. Again, it's marked Japan on the side, and it's just really cool. I was so lucky to find this piece. Now, this is a Scotch tape container in the original packaging with the Santa. Have you guys ever seen something like this? As Pam would say, have you ever? I mean, my gosh, he is marvelous. And you don't see these very often because people throw away the packaging. And so he's probably from the 60s. I love my advertising, and I just love this. And he's double-sided, so you could display him either way. Made, of course, by 3M. Just fantastic graphics. So if you guys see these, pick them up because they are not that common. I don't ever see these. And I've got my wonderful little tiny Scotch tape containers displayed in this bowl from Trisha at Sandy Auto. I love it. I keep it up all year round. And you can see the Gibson seals here. These are 10-cent original seals made by Gibson. These are so cool because they are in the original packaging, and I got this also from Pamela Blanchard and Abby at Cozy Curated Cottage. I just love them, so thank you guys so much. Now up top, I've created some height in my display by adding this tinsel container here made by National Tinsel Company with the tree. And I love how they've kind of got like these little window things, and you can see in and see the tinsel. Now, the tinsel is pretty worse for wear, and it sheds, so you got to be careful with that if you've got small kids or dogs. So that's why I keep it up here on the counter, but it's just such a cool box. And all this cardboard stuff just doesn't survive over the years, so it's really neat when you can get it. And you can see there that it was $1.07 at one point. Oh my word, so cool. And now, for the piece de resistance, and you thought that I'm going to show some Holt Howard, and I will. That's going to be the big thing, along with the Rushton. But look at this, you guys. Holy moly. Have you ever seen a box as cool as this? I don't think I have. And this is Yule Glow Indoor Christmas Lights with the Santa Claus on him. Oh my word, I am just in love with the graphics on this box, and I think it is so cool. It is a 7 indoor light set. Now what's neat about this is it says when one light eventually burns out, the others remain lit. Now that is very big new technology for the time. In the late 30s and 40s, they had Bakelite plugs. And now you've got something here that's advertising not only that if one light burns out, everything will remain lit, but you also have vinyl, see, vinyl durable plug collectors, plug connectors, holy moly. And that is a really big deal for the 1950s. So in 1951, you see several companies that use the cloth cording going away to rubber, and then you also see the change of a lot of the way the lights were made, which is just really a neat history that you can look up online if you want. But basically the way that lights work is they have a series circuit. So Christmas lights are basically a series circuit, which means that if one light goes out, they all go out because the current is blocked. Once that one light goes out, the current has nowhere else to travel to help illuminate the rest of the lights. But if you look at a house, like a modern day house, we have parallel circuits. And parallel circuits basically mean that if one room goes out, there's still other pathways for the current to travel to get to the other rooms to keep them lit. So this probably has a parallel circuit inside of it, which is very revolutionary for Christmas lights and just something you don't see every day advertised on these old boxes, and I just love this. So this is really, really fantastic. And you've got this cool graphic on the back of a little elf guy. He looks like a tin can. This was made by the American Christmas Lighting Association in Boston, Massachusetts. And I also love that you have the typical lighting requirements. I have never seen this on a box, but I think it's pretty clever. So basically, if you have a 6-foot tree, you need exactly 81 lights to light the tree. I don't know how they figured that out, but that is really handy and pretty cool. So I love, love, love this Christmas light set. It is fabulous. And I haven't tested to see if the lights work or not. I'm sure they do, but the box is in just magnificent shape for its age. And I don't want to plug in the lights and start a fire. So I'm just kind of cautious with all the old Christmas lights, as you should be. Now, I'm going to show you some other really cool things. So let's start out with this Wedgwood plate. This is a Wedgwood plate from 1972, and it's featuring some really cool things that I just love. This is London here, and I just love, love, love Wedgwood, and I think it's so beautiful. And then you've also got these cool ornament hanger boxes. This one, again, is national. You've got the 75 ornament hooks in there with the snow. And I love that snow graphic so much. It is wonderful. And you've got the Christmas trees on the side. You've got the 10-cent label. I mean, just how cool is this box? And then I also have another national box with the ornament and the hook on the side, which I think is cool. This was sold at Lord's department store for 35 cents, made, of course, by the National Tinsel Manufacturing. This does have a zip code, so it's after 1963, but just a really cool box. So I've got these displayed on my Wedgwood plate. And now for Holt Howard. I cannot wait to show you this, guys. Oh my goodness. So inside this Holt Howard boot, I have a knee hugger. He was gifted to me by Abby at Cozy Curated Cottage for my birthday. And, of course, Pamela Blanchard. Look at him. Now, he is Nick the Knee Hugger. That's what I've named him. And he is up to something. He is very mischievous. Look at that little face. He's eaten all the cookies, taken all the presents. He's done something. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think Nick the Knee Hugger has been up to this Christmas. And maybe I'll feature it on my Instagram at some point. I'll do a montage of all of your responses about Nick the Knee Hugger. Okay, so here is my prized Holt Howard boot. I just think this is amazing. I love Holt Howard. I don't find much of it, and it can be very expensive, so I'm still on the lookout for some Holt Howard. And I just think this is so cool. Again, love anything with holly and berry. Now you'll notice that this is cold painted, so basically the paint is not under the glaze. So you have a little bit of a flaw there because somebody probably tried to wash this and some of the cold painting came off. But that's okay. I just love the boot. I love anything that has a little wear to it. You know, it shows its character and its history. And it is marked Holt Howard on the bottom. Now, I think this says, if I'm reading that correctly, 1968. You can let me know if you think that's what that says. But this is so cool. Now, there are different Holt Howard stickers, and Holt Howard has a really, really interesting story. I love Holt Howard, and I think that it's so cool that some brothers plus a friend from college started Holt Howard. So it's John Howard, Robert Howard, and Grant Holt started the Holt Howard Company in 1949. They had a family loan of $9,000, and their company really took off. They did a lot of Japan imports with all kinds of fun cartoon faces, and they made a whole line of other things, like you've got the boot here. But Holt Howard is just a classic and amazing company, and very, very collectible nowadays. And Holt Howard was sold to the General Housewares Company in 1968, and then they were sold to KD in 1990, but shortly after they quit manufacturing anything with Holt Howard on it. So you can always look for Holt Howard sticker on the bottom, and you can look for the date, because most of the Holt Howard pieces are marked
with the sticker. Of course, sometimes the sticker gets lost, but I just think that this boot is fabulous, and I love what I did by sticking Nick the knee hugger in there. So he's popping out of a little boot, and I put him in this fabulous display. Now, the only other piece of Holt Howard I have is these really adorable candle huggers. Well, they're not really candle huggers, they're candlestick holders, and these are Holt Howard mice, and I love how I've staggered them here. They're just so darling. So I've got one on this Oaks gift scale. Oak scale, it's an egg scale from 1930. I don't know why I'm saying gift. I think because I'm seeing the gift tape and my brain is connecting the two together. But this is an egg scale from 1930. I've got my Holt Howard mouse sitting on it. And then I also have another Holt Howard mouse sitting on top of my Hazel Atlas crisscross water jug, which I keep out all year round. But look at him. Is he not the most darling thing you have ever seen? He has these really cute large eyes, and he's got the adorable holly berry, and then you can see that he's a candle holder for probably a taper candle. He won't fit a large candle, I've tried, so you'll have to do some digging if you have one of these to find a candle to fit him. He is Holt Howard, 1958. He's got their stickers still on him. The other one has a sticker too, and I just cherish these so much. They are just darling. I love them. Now, I've got a bunch of these Santas. Well, not as many as probably Misty does, but these Japan flocked Santas. They've got a little fuzzy felt kind of texture to them, and they are so cute. They have the dancing variety, and then they come in different poses. So I've got some dancing ones here marked Japan, and I got these two from Lori C. Blue Flamingo Mercantile, and this one came from our local antique mall for 25 cents. I couldn't believe it. I had to grab him right away. Now, he is not marked Japan, but I can just tell he's Japan. And these two are marked Japan on their bottoms here. So you've got Japan, and I love using these in displays because you can do a variety of things with these. And Misty, I think, has been putting them in junk jars, but what I've done is I hung them off the side of mugs, which I think is just kind of clever. So the recording stopped because I was talking for too long, so we're back, guys. But I'm going to show you here the rest of my display. Just a couple of things left to go. We've got this great bowl here that I keep out all year round, but I've got my ornament box in it and my little Japan Santa, and it is a hawking bowl banded ring pattern. And then I've got my adorable little deer. I have two of these from Tony, Butterfly Nurse Thrift. She sent these, and I just think that they are so darling. I love them. They are just so cute. So I've got two of them here, and they're not marked, so I don't know who made them, but they are just darling and perfect for this Christmas display. And then I got this really, really cool spaghetti Santa shaker from Mimi's Treasure Cottage, Cindy. Now, he is so cute. He's my first piece of spaghetti ware, and I just love him. Look at his little sweet face. How can you not love him? I mean, look at that. He's just so cute. He's cold painted, and he's just darling. You can see a little bit of his paints coming off, but that adds to his charm. You've got a remnants of a Japan sticker there with the original cork stopper, and he is just adorable, so I love him. I also have a Sears ornament box. Now, these have the kind of 1960s starburst. You'll see a difference when you're looking at starburst. So you see that starburst versus that starburst. That's more 50s, and this is more 60s. So that's where the packaging can really help you date something if you don't know when it's from. But this is marked Japan, Sears Roebuck and Company, and it does have a zip code, so it's after 1963, and it's got the fun holly and berry. Whoops, let me show this to you up close. Holly and berry design with the cool starburst, and it's Sears. And I remember going into Sears all the time as a kid, and it just brought so many happy memories back to see this Sears ornament box. So I love that. Now, some of these old boxes don't want to sit up, so you kind of have to prop them up against something so that they stay where you want them to. Now, this is really neat. This is a teacup here. This is made by Lefton Ceramics. We all know Lefton. Good old Lefton. Now, what's neat about this is not a true match. There's actually a newer piece of Lefton and an older piece of Lefton that were put together to create this set, but you really can't tell. They look like they go together. And let me show you this one. Now, this is the older one. It has that beautiful roped handle, the holly and berry, and that gorgeous green color. I love Lefton. Oops, and I forgot that there was a shiny bright inside. So here's the shiny bright that was inside there. Thank goodness it survived. And I just love this piece. Now you can see the remnants of a Lefton red sticker on the bottom. Now, Lefton red stickers in 1945 to 1953 were marked Occupied Japan. Now, the red stickers, it's a Lefton exclusive Japan, were from 1946 to 1953. And then when you get into Lefton Executives Japan or Lefton Trademark Japan, you are talking about 1960s, 70s, and 80s. So this sticker here dates probably to the 50s, right here, this red sticker. And then you've got this, which doesn't really go with it, but it is Lefton in the same pattern, because this is 1970s, and it's Lefton Trademark Exclusive Japan with the black and gold sticker. So you'll just have to look up online. I'll link a really good website down below. If you have Lefton and you want to identify it, you can do so by the stickers, the markings, and the colors of the stickers. So I just thought that would be interesting to share. And I took my Mr. Japan Santa, and I have him. He's a dancing Santa, and I've got him hanging off the teacup there, which I just love. I think it's so fun. And my other dancing Santa is in this Hazel Atlas Jingle Bell cup. Now, this cup would have been part of a punch bowl set, but I don't have the rest of the set. It says eggnog on the other side. There's several of these. There's also the Tom and Jerry one, which I hope to find at some point. You can see the H and the A for Hazel Atlas. And I had trouble deciding what side to display, but I thought it would be fun to display the Jingle Bell side because of these really neat Japan jingle bells that I have here in the Flower Frog. That's an old flower frog, great for displaying ephemera, and of course this Jingle Bell card with the jingle bells and the holly berry design and that cool Santa. This is made in Japan, and it says for use on gift packages, party costumes, trees, and skates. Now imagine waking up on Christmas morning and having a set of jingle bells on your brand new skates. I mean, how magical and absolutely fabulous would that be? It would be really cool. So I've got that in the Flower Frog here. I also have some children's Xmas carols from the 1930s. I bought this off of Vintage Vinny, and he is just so sweet. He sent not only this in my package, but he sent me some birthday friend mail, and I got this adorable little Japan. I think he's a brooch. You're supposed to clip him to your shirt, but what I did was I thought it would be fun to put him on a pole like he's at the North Pole. So we have this North Pole pole dancing Santa. We all joke about that in the community about these pole dancing Santas, so I thought that I would include that little bit of humor there for you. And I love him. He is so cute. He's definitely giving the side eye. Like, he is definitely over the whole Christmas thing, and I just love him. He is great. So he is sitting on this beautiful Heisey candy jar that I got from Scott at the old Curiosity Shop, and inside are these 1930s old Christmas bulbs. So I have a whole bunch of them in different colors in here, and these were a gift for my birthday from Pamela Blanchard. So I just love this old Christmas, and I know you guys do too, and I hope that this inspires you to decorate and have fun playing around and doing something unconventional with your Christmas. You know, you don't have to do everything like most people do. You can come up with some really fun displays. You know, put some Christmas lights like I've got there, those General Electric bulbs, up on top of something and create some height, and add jingle bells to a flower frog, and add dancing Santas to your teacups. I mean, just go wild and fun. Have fun with it and make a really neat display. Well guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed tuning in to see my fun vintage Christmas display. I hope this inspired you to create a display of your own or just get into the Christmas spirit a little bit. Now, I will be your stand-in family this Christmas, so if you are not able to be with anyone, I'll be going live Christmas Day with a fun premiere. I'll be showing off all the Christmas lights in our area. And don't forget, this evening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, come join us for The Night Before Christmas. I'll be reading it with my fellow YouTubers, Misty from Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter, Patrick from Trusty Huckster Mercantile, and Kelly from Mossstone Story Vintage. So we'll be reading that story live to you tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see you there. And of course, I'll catch you in one of the vintage chats soon. Much love to you all, and I hope as always you will stay in, stay safe, and binge YouTube. Bye-bye now.
That's why I go for that rock and roll music. Any